When we look at the sky, we will talk about a space object that we sometimes see half and sometimes completely. Yes, we would like to share with you the information you know and do not know about the moon, the satellite of our world, which fascinates us with its appearance. Let's see when the moon was created, how was it formed, and when did scientists begin to study it. I will explain the answers to these and other questions in your mind in detail in our video soon. If you are ready, let's move on to our video. Before you move on to our video, you can support us by subscribing to our channel and liking the video. The moon is the Earth's only natural satellite. It is the fifth largest natural satellite in the solar system. The most common origin explanation, accepted by many scientists, is that the moon was composed of debris from a giant collision with the Earth, 4.51 billion years ago, with a supposedly Mars-sized object called Theia. The distance from the center to the center of the moon between the Earth is about 384,403 kilometers, that is, almost 30 times the diameter of the Earth. The diameter of the moon itself is 3,474 kilometers, just over a quarter of the Earth's diameter. This means that in terms of volume, the moon is 2% of our Earth. Its mass is 81.3 times less than the mass of the Earth. At its surface, gravity is about 17% of Earth's gravity. How long do you think the moon completes its first orbit in the orbit of our world? The moon completes one orbit around the Earth in 27 days and 7 hours. And it moves simultaneously in the orbit of the Earth. In other words, the Earth rotates around its own axis at the same rate that it rotates with its orbit. Therefore, we always see the same side of the moon. Did you know that the moon is locked in its current position? Early in the moon's formation, its rotation slowed down a bit and was locked in its present position due to frictional effects due to tidal deformations due to the Earth's mass. So when did humans first land on the moon? For the first time in the direction of the moon, artificial satellites began to be sent by the Soviet Union. The artificial object that escaped gravity and went into space and passed near the moon was the Luna 1 satellite. The first man-made object to hit the lunar surface was the Luna 2 satellite. The first photos of his normally invisible face were taken by the Luna 3 satellite. All three of these artificial satellites were launched into space by the Soviet Union in 1959. Luna 9 was the first spacecraft capable of soft landing on the lunar surface, and Luna 10 was the first unmanned spacecraft to orbit the moon. These two satellites were launched into space by the Soviet Union in 1966. After this, the USA started the Apollo project in 1969, which took its name from the Greek god Apollo. The Apollo program was a manned lunar voyage by NASA. With 6 successful landings by NASA between 1969 and 1972, the Apollo program has been the only program to achieve manned missions to date. The direct examination of the moon by humans ended with the end of the Apollo program. So is there water on the moon? Small amounts of water were most likely added to the surface due to asteroids and comets constantly crashing into the lunar surface. But sunlight will separate water, hydrogen and oxygen, and they will eventually escape from the surface due to the weak gravity of the moon. However, since some of the moon's craters never receive direct sunlight and are constantly in the shade, the water molecules that fall here are likely to remain stable for long periods of time. The dark lunar plains that can be easily seen with the naked eye on the lunar surface are the lunar seas. Ancient astronomers thought they were filled with water. Today it is known that these are basalt. The lunar surface filled its craters, formed by the impact of meteorites and comets, and solidified to form basalt. Let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere and magnetic field of the moon. The moon has a thin, almost vacuum atmosphere with a total mass of less than 10 tons. The most important source of the atmosphere is formed by the ejection process as a result of the bombardment of micrometeorites, solar wind ions, electrons and sunlight. But the magnetic field is a little different. The moon's external magnetic field is between 1 and 100 nanotesla, that is, 100 times smaller than the Earth's magnetic field of 30 to 60 microtesla. The surface temperature of the moon is one of the subjects of curiosity. During the lunar day, the surface temperature is 107 degrees Celsius. But on the moon night, the opposite is around minus 153 degrees. So, friends, we have come to the end of our video. By liking our video and subscribing to our channel, you will make a great contribution to us. You can write your ideas about the month in the comments. People watching our video are very valuable to us. See you in new videos.